But Gemini and Genesis could be that next shoe to drop potentially for Bitcoin. We talked about at the top of the show, you had mentioned on the charts that there could be some sort of other major catalyst taking place as far as the next leg down. And this issue with Gemini, Grayscale, Genesis, and the Winklevoss twins could end up being that next shoe to drop.
Yes. So the Winklevoss twins had an agreement with DCG, led by Barry Silbert, on where anything to do with earning yield on your token staking, you would do it at Genesis, and you would stake your crypto. The one managing this and paying out the yield was Barry Silbert's organization, DCG, Digital Currency Group. Digital Currency Group also is the one who owns Grayscale and quite a few other assets. He's one of the largest in the world in terms of the crypto sphere that's done investments, and pretty much has touched, just like FTX. Once FTX came down, you started seeing like Solana and so many other organizations that were affected. And the fact that SBF was also involved with the Celsius meltdown with Luna and all that stuff, you're going to see, if DCG goes down, there's going to be quite a bit of repercussions in the market. It could be even worse than FTX, because Silbert has been involved in the crypto sphere longer than even Sam Bankman-Fried. So the whole argument here is the Winklevoss twins were saying, hey, we cannot pay out the interest, the yield that's due to our clients, because you have all the assets. So they're also making an argument like, okay, you're using clients' assets to do other deals in there. So they're arguing you used these clients' assets to buy the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust to prop it up.
So is this
go ahead,
similar to like an FTX type of situation?
That's what they're saying.
That's what the accusations are?
Yes, their argument, the Winklevoss, is pay us the yield, give us the money, the tokens that belong to the clients, so we can, settle this.
Yeah.
But they keep saying, we keep proposing solutions to you, and you're just not answering. And yet DCG will answer in another tweet saying, yes, I sent this out, but I owe you guys nothing. And then Winklevoss twins, well, you have a promissory note, and so there's a lot of internal stuff being aired out in public.
Yeah.
And so what the Winklevoss Genesis has threatened was, either we settle this or we sit down to negotiate a solution to all this, or and we have to do it by Friday. This Friday, I forgot what the time was, to sit down and get this resolved. If not, then it seems they're going to release information, or it's just going to go public. But that could be one of the triggers of, okay, if it goes bad, if it goes well, we're good.
Yeah.
Everything should be settled.
Right.
It's like a $1 billion hole that Genesis has because of DCG's actions and not paying out the earn yield out.
And they've been in that hole essentially since FTX crashed.
Yes, and ever since,
that's been part of the contagion. Like that
Yes.
was the connection between what happened to FTX and kind of bled over into the Genesis, and
because the entire market was taking a shit with it.
So the over leverage is what kind of created this problem.
Yes, leverage, the financial aspect of it, not crypto. It's the leverage is what's killing everyone.
Which happens in banks all the time. So just to be clear, this isn't a crypto issue. This is a leverage issue.
Yes,
that we see in traditional markets.
The fractional reserves and all that stuff.
Yep.
The problem with fractional reserves is if there's a bank run, there is no way to pay all the IOUs. And this is the situation that's going on here. Now, all of a sudden, the market's dropping, liquidity's pulled out.
Yeah.
they can't even pay the yield itself. So DCG withheld it, according to what the Genesis and Winklevoss are saying.
Yeah, this looks like it's an upward of almost $2 million or $2 billion.
Yes.
Wow.
So if this implodes, this would be the next shoe to drop. So be wary of this little run up at the moment. But this would be, if things go to shit on Friday and it goes public and all this stuff is aired out, it could trigger the liquidation of GBTC and a lot of other token. I think you have an article ready
Yes.
on that one. Okay, so I'll hold off on that. But
Sure.
There's a chain of reaction, just like FTX triggered all these bankruptcies. This will trigger even in the financial world bankruptcies of institutions that had money in DCG and in Gemini and in Genesis, in these services out there.
Right.
So watch Friday. Don't go all in on this pump that we're seeing at the moment. Friday will be pivotal. And who knows, maybe they'll postpone it, or they're saying we're talking and then it's held back until the truth comes out.
I mean, that's usually what happens, right? Like, I think that we're certainly not in the business of fear mongering anybody. And I don't want anybody to get that impression that we're just like, oh, the sky's going to fall on Friday. But I think it's just important to
keep in mind.
Yeah. Just be aware of it, that this is something that could happen. And then plan accordingly for when if shit hits the fan. Right. And if it doesn't, great. If it does, at least you know what to do from there. So good stuff, Jaime. What are your thoughts? What do you think ends up taking place on Friday? How does it all play out?
It doesn't serve anyone for them to hold back the information. Either they sort this out, or he's in a pinch to such a degree where he's just going to have to show his cards and say, yes, I did. And if he did use those tokens or those assets to prop up GBTC,
yeah,
he could go to prison.
Right.